He vanished with $500,000. Then a woman in red lit a match. He came back to a town where even the shadows didn't trust each other. Ray Lancaster stepped off the North Bend station platform at midnight, with a face once splashed across the crime pages and now hidden in alleyways. His coat was soaked through, collar scratching against stubble, cigarette twitching between his fingers like a nerve. He was alone, and the whole city knew someone was waiting. The sky hung low, rain whispering dead names across the rooftops. The platform reeked of wet iron, forgotten letters, and cheap whiskey. Under a street lamp stood a newsboy, rolled papers trembling in his hands like a sentence. Ray passed without looking. He didn't read the papers. He used to be the headline. 6 years had passed since he vanished with $500,000 from the Siegel Grasso syndicate. Back then, they said, either dead or a saint. Neither turned out true. He was just a scarred ghost with a mouth cut in silence and eyes that hadn't held light in years. Now he lived in a bar called The Drop, beneath the stage where a woman sang at night with a voice like blood on silk. Cops didn't come there. Questions didn't echo. That's why he chose it. But the past knows how to wait, and it knows how to wear perfume. She entered at 3. Red coat, red lips, the red flare of a match, striking like a heart attack. He recognized her through smoke and years. Lily Sloan. Widow of Harry the Dandy, the man who kept Siegel's books. The one who burned in a Detroit motel, no body. Just a ring left on a melted lamp. Lily stepped up to the bar. Said nothing. Just looked. Like everything between them had happened yesterday. Or never. You took your time, she said, voice soft as a step in a cellar. I wasn't coming back, he answered, eyes lowered. That's called running. But you're a swimmer, Ray. You always sank slow. She traced her finger through the moisture his glass had left behind. Do they know? He asked. Some suspect, some wait. But there's one man he's not waiting. He's coming. Ray exhaled, tobacco bitter on his tongue. He could disappear again. Into woods, into rails, into water. But he stayed. What are you doing here, Lily? She turned. Red coat, red shadow. I came for what's mine. A pause. Harry's not dead, and he knows you weren't alone with that money. The jukebox in The Drop cracked on with a hiss of static, then low jazz, all tremor and brass, bleeding through the wood-paneled walls like regret. Ray stared at Lily. The match still burned between her fingers until it kissed her knuckles. She didn't flinch. You're lying, he said. No, she said, and dropped the match in his empty glass. You just hoped I was. Outside, the rain slicked the windows like oil on skin. Inside, the bartender disappeared into the back. He knew when something sour was about to uncork. Ray's hands curled around the bar's edge. Harry died in Detroit. No body, she repeated. Just a fire and a wedding ring. Convenient. Ray remembered the motel cheap carpet, one exit, 4 doors down from the diner. He remembered the smell of gasoline, and a man on the floor with half his face gone. No time to check his wallet, just the bag, the fire, and the crawl back into smoke and lies. He wasn't supposed to be there, Ray muttered. Lily leaned close. Her voice was silk with glass in it. You were the inside man. You opened the vault, split the take, lit the fire. You knew the back door out. You think I wanted him dead? She laughed once, hollow. You think it matters what I think? The lights flickered. Somewhere above them, a pipe groaned. Ray stood slowly, his spine crackling like an old phonograph. I've got nothing left, Lily. No friends, no answers, just noise in my sleep and rot in my guts. She studied him, then stepped back. You're wrong. You've got one thing. What's that? Time. Less of it than you think. She turned, heels whispering across the floor. The door creaked open. A gust of wet wind swept through, dragging the smell of the street coal smoke, car grease, the city's breath. Then she was gone. Ray stood in silence. The match in the glass hissed out. The room darkened again. When he walked the alleys like a ghost wearing his own skin wrong, rain soaked through everything. His socks, his collar, his memory. The weight of it pulled him back. Brooklyn, 21. The first run, the safe job. Harry at his side, smiling like he thought death was a joke. That was before Lupo, before the cutthroat nights and suitcases that bled. Now there was nothing left but names. He found himself outside the Empire Club, neon flickering pink and green above the door, like a dying star. He hadn't been inside in years, not since the vault job, not since the night everything burned. Inside, the jazz was louder. Thick smoke coiled from cigar tips and long cigarettes held in fingers like pale knives. Men in silk, women with eyes that cut, and in the far booth under a green lamp, Benny Arliss. Ray's stomach turned. Benny hadn't aged, just settled into his sins like a man sinking into a warm tub. Still wore the same ivory cufflinks. Still held his drink like it owed him something. Ray sat across from him without invitation. Benny didn't look up. "Hell's this?" "Ray!" Benny's lips curled around the rim of his glass. "Well, Lazarus with a hangover. I need to know if Harry's alive." "That's funny," Benny said. "I need to know if I'm still owed 20 grand. I didn't torch him, Benny." "No?" Benny leaned forward. "Then who did?" "I don't know." "Then you're no use to me." He waved a hand. A man by the bar shifted. Ray didn't flinch. "He's coming back. You should care." Benny's eyes narrowed. "He's dead." "Lily says different." Benny went quiet. Ray pressed. "You helped him launder the first 100K. You ran the books. You know what he'd do if he found out you cooked the rest." Benny's jaw twitched. "You think I'm scared of a ghost?" "I think you should be." Outside, a horn blared. Inside, the air thickened like broth left too long to boil. Benny finally spoke. "Look, if Harry's alive, and if he's coming, he ain't coming for me. He's coming for you." "I know," Ray said, and stood. Behind him, Benny whispered, "Check the Union Hotel. Room 214. Name's not his, but the cigarettes are." Ray didn't ask how he knew. Benny always knew. The Union Hotel was the kind of place that changed sheets only when they changed owners. The lobby stank of wet carpet and floor polish. A tired clerk gave Ray the key without a glance. Room 214 was dark. One bulb, no music, no movement. Ray entered slow, like stepping into a confessional. The place was clean, too clean, bed made, mirror polished, no suitcase. No clothes, just a single object on the desk. A photograph. Ray picked it up. His hand trembled. It was Lily, 6 years ago, in Havana, laughing. He turned it over. One word scrawled in ink like a threat. "Soon." He sat on the edge of the bed, breath shallow, stomach clenched. Harry was alive, and he knew everything. The mirror above the desk fractured Ray's reflection into sharp Shard's eyes, bloodshot. Face leaner than he remembered. A stranger wearing his regrets. Outside, neon buzzed against the rain-spattered glass, coloring the room in sickly green. The photograph lay on the mattress now, still damp from his hands. He lit a cigarette and watched the match burn down to his fingers before dropping it in the ashtray. He didn't move for a long time. When he finally rose, it was with the weight of the photograph still in his pocket and the taste of old ash on his tongue. Sacre de Britsunum. Sealers by dawn, the rain had softened to a mist that clung to the city like sweat on a dying man. Ray walked the back streets, sticking to shadows, moving like he used to, when he was younger, when his nerves weren't frayed wires and his breath didn't come with an ache. He needed answers. He needed the only man left who might still speak to him without a gun in his hand. He needed August Delaney. Delaney ran a pawn shop on Prescott beneath the tracks, a place for ghosts and favors. The kind of place where everything had a price, even silence. The bell over the door rang like a cough. Inside, the air smelled of oil, old leather, and the long rot of forgotten deals. August sat behind the counter, polishing a Colt 32 with fingers that trembled just slightly. His suit looked pressed but old. His eyes, though, hadn't aged a day sharp as razors. "Well," Delaney said, "I'll be damned." "Not yet," Ray answered. August didn't smile. "What hole did you crawl out of?" "The kind that doesn't forgive." August nodded. "What do you want, Ray?" You still deal in information? August chuckled. I deal in anything that bleeds. Sit. Ray sat. I'm looking for Harry Sloane. Delaney froze, cloth pausing mid-polish. You're late. What do you mean? I mean he was here 3 nights ago. Didn't say a word. Just left something. Delaney reached under the counter, came up with a small envelope sealed with wax. He handed it over like it was hot to the touch. Ray cracked the seal. Inside, a single playing card, the Queen of Hearts. Across the face of the card, written in thin black ink, Thursday, the Grotto. Bring what's left of your soul. Ray stared at the card. Delaney watched him. You planning to go? I don't have a choice. Ray! Delaney's voice lowered. If he made it through Detroit, if he's been hiding all this time, that man ain't whole. Whatever came back, it's not the one you knew. I know. Delaney said nothing for a while. Then softly, you should run. Ray slipped the card into his coat. I did. For 6 years. Delaney leaned back. Then you'd better finish what you started. Ray stood. You still got that favor I gave you in 19? I remember. Call it in. Tonight I might need a car. No questions. No witnesses. Delaney nodded once. You'll have it. Ray left the shop without looking back. The Grotto was carved into the belly of the old Pier District, hidden behind crates and fog and bribes. It used to be a slaughterhouse, long before the bootleggers turned it into a club. Now it was velvet shadows, low jazz, and darker deals. Ray arrived early. Thursday. He wore black, no tie, gun in his waistband, the Queen of Hearts in his coat. Inside, the music bent around the room like a whisper in a confession booth. A trumpet cried low in the corner. Tables were half-full suits, pearls, soft laughter. He took a booth facing the door and ordered nothing. He waited. At 11:10, the lights dimmed. A new song started slow, sultry, familiar. And then she appeared, Lily, in a red dress. Not the coat, not the memory. The dress. It clung to her like smoke. Her hair pinned up, lips blood wet. She moved across the room as if it bowed beneath her heels. She saw him, didn't blink, just walked toward him like it was a funeral. She sat across from him, a match flicked. Cigarette. Exhale. Ray said nothing. Are you ready? She asked. For what? For the truth. He looked away. I've had enough of those. She leaned closer. Harry didn't die in Detroit, but something in him did. He came back wrong. Ray's throat tightened. What do you mean? I mean the fire wasn't for insurance. It was punishment. For him. For me. Her hands trembled slightly. He thinks we took more than the money, Ray said. He thinks we took you. Silence. Then, he's not wrong. The words cracked between them like thunder. Ray stared at her. She looked down. It was a mistake, she said. Ray shook his head. No, it was the only thing that ever felt right. She lit another cigarette. Her fingers trembled now, worse than before. He'll kill us both. I know. I tried to warn you. I know. He left me a message, Ray, on my mirror. Lipstick I never owned. Said he'd take your eyes first. Ray exhaled slowly. He always did have a flair. Lily's voice softened. He's upstairs, watching. Now? She nodded. There's a booth above the stage. The old manager's room. Ray stood. Lily grabbed his hand. Don't. He looked down at her fingers curled around his. Why now? He asked. Because, she said, if you die tonight, I need to know I warned you. That I tried. Ray smiled, just barely. Then he slipped free and moved through the crowd, quiet as rain. The stairwell creaked under his feet, paint peeling. Air thick with mold and perfume. He reached the door. It was ajar, inside darkness, and a man, back turned, cigar glowing faint in the corner. Ray stepped inside. Harry? The man didn't turn. Long time, Ray said. The chair creaked. I've waited, the man said. The voice was deeper, rougher, like it had been dragged over gravel and glass. Ray's hand moved to his coat. Harry turned. Half his face was scar. The other half smiled. You brought the girl? No. Shame. He stood. In his hand, a switchblade. Ray didn't blink. I didn't kill you, he said. But you let me burn, Harry whispered. The light flickered, and then the knife flashed. The blade sliced the air with a whisper. Ray stepped back fast, the tip grazing his coat. He didn't draw yet, not until he saw Harry's eyes. The scarred half didn't blink. The other burned with something ancient betrayal sharpened into purpose. You should have died with me, Harry said. Ray's voice was flat. I thought you were already dead. Oh, you didn't check. He stepped forward. You took the bag, left the door locked. You set the fire. I lit a distraction. You weren't supposed to be in the room. You were supposed to come back. Ray's hand brushed the grip of his pistol under the coat. I did, long enough to see something I couldn't fix. Harry grinned. And you ran. Ray's jaw tightened. I buried you. Harry's smile twisted, but not deep enough. The silence between them thickened. Behind the wall, jazz swelled and fell. A woman laughed. Glass clinked. Harry moved fast. Ray ducked left, caught the chair with his shoulder, rolled low. The blade missed again. Ray drew. Steel met wood. Harry kicked hard. Ray's gun hit the floor with a thud. They stood opposite now, breathing hard. Shadows cut their faces in half. Harry spoke first. Lily came to me after the fire. She thought you were dead. She cried. She loved you. Harry shook his head. She pitied me. Ray stepped toward the gun, slow. Harry didn't move. You think this ends with me dead? Ray asked. It has to. You already lost the money. You want blood now? I want the truth. Ray stopped. Rain ticked on the window behind them. I left, Ray said. Not because of the money, because I saw what I became, what we all became. Harry stared. Ray finished. But I never stopped looking back. Harry lowered the blade. Ray didn't move. Then Harry said, Lily still wears red. For me. No, Ray said. For the man she buried. Silence. Then a tremor passed through Harry's hand. He dropped the blade. Take it, he said. The truth, the guilt, all of it. Ray picked up his pistol, but didn't aim. Harry looked out the window. I'm done. Ray asked, What now? Harry turned. Now I vanish, for real this time. Ray opened his mouth, but the door behind him creaked. Lily stood there, rain on her shoulders, eyes wide. You found him, she said. Harry didn't blink. He never stopped running. No, she whispered. He stopped just in time. Ray stepped aside. Lily walked in. Her shoes echoed. Harry looked at her like she was the last flame in a long dark. I didn't mean to come back, he said. I didn't mean to live, she replied. She stepped closer, reached into her coat. Ray tensed, but it wasn't a weapon. It was a locket. She handed it to him. Harry opened it. Inside, a photo of the three of them. Havana, sunlight, glasses raised. I kept it, she said. Harry closed the locket, slipped it into his coat. Then he nodded once to Ray, once to Lily, walked past them both, down the stairs, gone. Later in the quiet beneath the club, Ray sat beside Lily in the booth. You think he'll vanish? She asked. He already has, Ray said. Man I knew burned up years ago. They said nothing for a long time. Smoke curled above them. Lily said, You should leave. Ray shook his head. I came back for the end, not the exit. She looked at him. There's nothing left to take, he said. No, she agreed. Only what you carry. He glanced at the photo, folded it. What about you? She finished her drink. I have red, I have ruin, and I still have that match. Ray smiled, faint. You always did like fire. Outside, the rain finally stopped. Inside, silence settled like dust on old records. Lily stood. She said only one word, tomorrow, then walked away. Ray lit a cigarette, watched the smoke trace shapes in the dark. He didn't follow, didn't need to. Some things once lost returned not as redemption, but as memory. and memories heavier than guilt. He sat there until the lights dimmed, until the music ended, until the Queen of Hearts burned slowly in the ashtray. Morning bled slow through the blinds at the drop. Ray hadn't moved. The matchbook lay on the table, spine scorched, one stick missing. Lily's scent still clung to the booth tobacco, perfume, something final. He thought about the bag, the 500 grand. Long buried, long spent. It never bought peace, just miles, motel rooms, hollow sleep. Delaney's car waited outside at noon. Black, no plates, engine idling like it had nowhere else to go. Ray stepped into the sun without a coat, just the gun, the card, and a scar that wasn't visible. At the pier, he dropped the Queen of Hearts into the wind, watched it float toward the water, then vanish. Not a splash, just absence. He didn't go back to the club, didn't knock on Lily's door. He left the city the way ghosts do, unseen, unmissed. Somewhere beyond the smoke and rails, a match was struck, and for one final moment, something red flickered in the dark.